it's Dusti Martin with Platinum Living Realty. Today we're going to break down what is happening in the Scottsdale real estate market. And everybody is asking, is it a buyer's market or is it a seller's market? So get a drink, hit the subscribe button, and sit back because we are going to unpack a whole lot of stuff going on in Scottsdale real estate right now. So let's just get right into it. It's currently October 3rd. Our active listings in Scottsdale are up over 130% over this time last year. Our sold listings, though, are only down 40% over this time last year. And our median price per square foot is up 13.1% over this time last year. So that's actually great. That's outpacing a normal market. And keep in mind, our sold listings might be down compared to last year, but last year money was almost free. Interest rates were crazy low, and a lot of people who wouldn't have normally been able to purchase a home anywhere in the valley, let alone in Scottsdale, were actually able to. And so because of that, there was a whole heck of a lot more homes sold last year than traditionally is normal sales numbers for our area. And it's not relative only to Scottsdale. That's looking at Arizona and even nationwide as a whole. So normally we have about this level of sales, like number of sales wise. And then 2020, 2021, we shot way off the mark, like way over and above what we would normally sell. And even though this year we're down 40% from last year, we're still almost, we're still in a pretty hot market, for those who can still buy. There's still a lot of demand out there. It's just a matter of whether or not the homes that they are selling are appeasing to their appetites. And we'll break that in by price point as we go through the video. So if you're wondering what your home would sell for, or what to expect if you're buying at a certain price point, wait till the end. I will cover that next. So our median price per square foot, like I said, is up 13.1% over this time last year. Keep in mind, 2 to 4% is considered normal. So we are still way outpacing the market, but at least we're getting back down into numbers that we've seen in the last 4 or 5 years in the 13% range. I started doing these in about 2019, and from 2018 to about 2020, I was seeing 9, 11, 15, 18%, those 3 or 4 years. And then last year is when we started seeing the 30, 40, 50, 60% year over year appreciation. So we're getting back down to normal, but we're not quite there yet. So keep that in mind. Our months of supply is way up 289%. However, we're still only sitting at just over 4 months of supply, 4.11 months of supply. If you've been following this channel for very long, you know that anything 4 months or less is considered a seller's market. So we're like half a step, not even quite a week outside of seller's market territory. And then you'll see once we get over to the price points, you'll see some areas around town, some price points are well into buyer's market territory, but others are still really hot seller's markets. So we'll cover that in a minute. Our median days on market, yeah, it's up 55%, a little more actually, a little over 55% over this time last year. But our median days on market is still only 45 days. Last year it was 29, meaning less time than it takes to even close a loan. Remember, it takes about 30 days to close a loan. So last year we were seeing a lot more cash in our market. This year we're at 45 days, which, in about 2 weeks plus your 30 days, like your 15 days plus 30, that puts you at 45. So roughly, you're at 6-7 weeks of supply if your home is priced and marketed appropriately. So this is talking about the number of homes that have actually sold. Those ones that were priced and marketed appropriately sold and were done in about 45 days. So 45 days median days on market is still really low. In a normal, even, stable market, we would be seeing 90 days, double what we have now. So what that tells us is there's still a lot of demand. There's still a lot of buyers out there willing to buy, but not a lot of sellers willing to price their home where it really should be in order to get it sold. Keep that in mind as you are looking to the future. If you're thinking of selling, what is going to cause my home to sell. The days of pricing over and above the comps are gone. They've been gone for a few months now. I've been saying that over and over again. But you also need to realize that, yes, you're going to make more money than you did last year, but it's not going to be an absurd amount. All right. So keep your expectations in check. Now let's look over at our months of supply by price point. Like I said, for all of Scottsdale, in all price points collectively, you're at 4.11 months of supply. But then you look to the $0 to $100,000 price range, you only got a week of supply. So almost statistical zero. It almost can't get any hotter in that price point. Part of that is because inventory has shifted so much higher that the lower price points are really hurting. So those buyers who are approved at lower price points are going to have a really hard time getting things under contract. And they're going to have a lot of competition, probably also from a lot of investors. Then we look at the $100,000 to $200,000 price range. You're at 2.67 months of supply. That's still a pretty strong seller's market, but you're likely only to have, maybe one or two really competitive offers on a home. You're still going to be negotiating repairs. You're not going to be waiving contingencies, things like that. Then we get to the $200,000 to $300,000 price range. It's actually a little bit hotter, but still not crazy. 2.29 months of supply. Then we look at the $300,000 to $500,000 price range, and we're at 3.54. So just over 3.5 months worth of inventory. It's still a seller's market, but buyers are going to be asking for things like concessions. They're going to be more aggressive when it comes to negotiating repairs, that kind of stuff. So keep that stuff in the back of your thought process if you're looking to sell your home, but also don't be giving away the farm if you're looking to buy. Then we look at our $500,000 to $700,000 price range, and we are still at 3.21 months of supply. We're so still well inside seller's market territory. It's just not stupid. It's like I said, you're probably going to get one solid offer on your home. And then we look at the $700,000 to $1 million price range, still in seller's market territory at 3.4 months of supply. And you'll probably, between those two price points, see very similar situations where you really only get one good, strong offer, and it'll probably be between 97, 98% of your list price. So then where things start to shift is when you get over $1 million in Scottsdale. So for $1 to $3 million price range, you're looking at 5.1 months of supply. It's not a true, even stable market, but it is also no longer a seller's market. So if you're thinking of selling in this price range, you need to be very cognizant, making sure you're not pricing your home over and above whatever the comps say that was selling, even 30 days, 60 days, especially not 90 days ago. That's no longer going to happen. You need to be right in line, if not slightly below where the comps were. But then also remember, your buyers are going to be asking for a lot more. They might be asking for concessions. They might be very aggressive on their price point. So keep that in mind. Maybe you offer a 2-1 buy down or something along those lines to kind of sweeten the pot and get your home sold. But keep in mind, they are not going to be, in most cases in that price point, offering full price unless it is really the hottest bargain in the neighborhood. And even then, I'm telling you right now, if you're shopping in this price point, go for the jugular, simply because some sellers don't yet understand that the market isn't as weak as they think it is. And I'm finding most are just really overpriced. So, take that with a grain of salt and ask for the moon. You may be surprised because the panic somebody else might be feeling, whether it's justifiable or not in their particular situation, whether it's realistic or not, that's not your problem if you're looking to buy. But if you're looking to sell, make sure you dig deep on your specific neighborhood and your supply and demand by price point and by zip code, and make sure that you are 100% certain that this home will appraise for the dollar amount that you're asking and that you get it under contract. So then we look at the $3 million price range, and this we are in a really, really strong buyer's market. Over 16, almost 17 months worth of supply. If you've been watching this channel for very long, you know that anything 8 months or more is considered a buyer's market. So here we are at 16.9 months of supply, over $3 million here. And I have found that over about 700,000 in Scottsdale. I noticed this summer there was a lot of homes that got dumped on the market during what is traditionally our slowest part of the selling season here. Our selling season in Arizona starts when temperatures cool off. And so the summer months are always the slowest, yet we had hundreds, if not thousands of homes come on the market. And this isn't even relative only to Scottsdale. This is saying for all of Maricopa County, all of Arizona, there was a ton of homes, high-end homes, that got dumped on the market out of season, out of what is traditionally, historically, our norm. Normally in the summer, we see listings come off the market and we see buyers cool down and go on vacation because nobody wants to be hunting around for a home that doesn't have the AC on, unless they absolutely have to move. Last summer, interest rates were like in the high 2s, low 3s, and people knew that they were never going to see these rates again. And so they were trying to just gobble things up because prices were moving so fast, they didn't want to get priced out. For whatever reason, the end of May, early June, July, and August, we saw high-end homeowners just throwing their homes on the market. Maybe it's a little bit of thinking that they've missed their window and they want to cash in before things crash. And like I said, nobody has a crystal ball. I wish they gave us one when we graduated from our real estate classes and got licensed. I wish that was standard issue by the Department of Real Estate, but it's not. What we do know is that the Fed is trying to curb inflation and that they are doing that by raising interest rates, mostly short-term interest rates, but it is also having an effect on mortgage rates. We're still historically lower than we normally would be. Our historic norm is somewhere around 7.7%. We're still just above like 6. I think the last I checked in the last 24, 48 hours, we're at 6.11%, 6.11. And so, with all of that said, and with the Fed specifically calling out housing, saying that they're trying to curb inflation in housing, which, time out, let me just say, this was caused because of low inventory. All of these insane price increases happened because we didn't build homes for 10 years and we didn't build enough homes for population growth. And so because of the last Great Recession, the last housing bubble, builders lost their shirts and we didn't build enough homes to house millennials and Gen X, Gen Z, whoever it is that's coming of age now. And our baby boomers are living longer and they're aging in place and they're not selling their home. Now, you can't blame the baby boomers. What really it comes down to is we didn't build enough homes. And so therefore we don't have enough homes to sell. So in my opinion, if the government really wanted to do something to help home buyers, they'd make it easier to build and they would look to solving the supply chain issues that were created by shutting the economy down for a couple months. So that's my soapbox. But moving on, like I said, if you are in the $3 million price range or over, you are in a really, really solid buyer's market. Now, keep in mind, this time last year, that market in Scottsdale was at a 6-month inventory. So, which is normal for the summer coming out of that slump and going into our winter months. It's normal for us to kind of take a chill pill in that price range every summer and then start building back into the swing of things as things cool down and our seasonal residents come back. So this time last year, we were at an even stable market. So it's not like last year in this price point, we were at a crazy seller's market the way the other price points were. We were not. But this year, we've definitely felt the shift and we've definitely shifted where everybody else shifted from a seller's market to either a less hot seller's market or an even stable market. We went from in the $3 million price range and over from an even stable market into a buyer's market. And as interest rates shift, I said this probably 6, 8, 10 months ago, as we start to see interest rates go up, my prediction was that the luxury market would start to feel the pinch long before all the other price points. And I think now it's because it's phasing some people off the lower end and can no longer afford. Now there's less people to compete for those lower price points under $1 million. If you're wondering what your home would sell for in today's market, or if you're looking to buy a home in Scottsdale and you're wondering what your competition is going to look like in the neighborhood that you're shopping, go ahead and give me a call at 480-717-9405 or visit my website at dustymartinrealtor.com.